First, I would just like to say this is not me saying we're not favorites. This is not me saying we can't go on to win the title. I still very much believe we're favorite. I still very much believe we can go on to win the title. There are still lots of games to play. There are so many games to play, and we're still very much favorite. But there's that but there. And what if we don't go on to win the title? What's up, guys, and welcome to the channel. And if we don't go on to win the title, in my own personal opinion, I feel it will come down to some of the reasons I'll give. These are just my own opinions and my own reasons. And also, I don't think it will come down to teams outplaying us, or it will come down to we not going into any game and pulling that kind of Aston Villa kind of performance. I don't think it will come to that. It will not come to teams dominating us. It will just come down to us as a team. It will just come down to ourselves. Now, my very first point I would like to talk about is our defense line. If we look at the teams in the title race, like Liverpool, Arsenal. If I just say to you, Arsenal defense, you watching this video, Arsenal defense, there are two players that come to your mind: Saliba, Gabriel. If I just say to you, Liverpool defense, there are two players that come to your mind: Konate, Van Dijk. Man City's defense, what comes to your mind? Diaz. Who is the other person? All I'm just trying to say is we keep rotating, and I don't think it's sustainable. We don't know what to expect from Man City. This week, it could be Walker, Akanji, Diaz, Neti Ake. Next week, it could be Walker, John Stones, Diaz, Neti Ake. I just feel rotating too much is not sustainable. I feel it's always good for you to have those two guys you can actually trust. I don't think Arteta will touch Saliba and Gabriel, except something drastic happen, and it's the same thing for Klopp. I don't think he will touch Konate and Van Dijk, except something drastic happen like injuries. I think those guys will play from now till the season ends. Those will be the two guys, the two warriors for them from now till the season ends. And there's still time. There's still lots of games to play. It would be good if we start getting our own two centre backs as the season progresses right now. There's still time for it to happen. Those two guys we can actually trust. Like from now till the season ends. Rotating too much at the back line, I don't think is sustainable. My other point again is loyalty. And the reason I'm talking about loyalty, I'll be linking it with Walker. I think Pep is so loyal to Walker. I don't know what Pep promised Walker, because at the beginning of the season, Walker was supposed to leave, but I guess Pep convinced him to stay, and he's the captain. Walker, always good. He gives his best. You can tell Walker always gives his best whenever he goes to the pitch. He gives his best. He always plays well for us. But I feel maybe Pep should start knowing when to play him and knowing when not to play him, knowing how to manage him. Basically, that's what I'm just trying to say. If you recall the game against Spurs, I'm sure Man City fans, we can all remember what happened. The game against Spurs, the game against Newcastle United, I'm sure you can recall also what happened. The game against Chelsea, we can recall, we all know what happened. Now, when we're playing in the Champions League, maybe you're coming up against the likes of these Vinicius, all these guys that are very, very quick. Okay, Walker, step in. You know what to do. Hardly you see all these guys with quick feet, like go past Walker. Hardly you see. So Pep should just know when to use him and when not to use him. I feel in that back line, what I would like to see is Akanji on the right, Diaz in the middle, Neti Ake on the left, and Akanji, John Stones, Diaz, Neti Ake. We all know John Stones comes into that midfield to support Rodri. So for me, our backline, I would just like to see Akanji, John Stones, Diaz, and Neti Ake. Pep should just know how and when to use Walker. He should be able to manage the situation, and that's why I put it as loyalty. I feel Pep is very loyal to him. I don't know what Pep promised him, and I just see that it comes down to that, because Walker so far has not been consistent. He has not been really consistent so far this season. But I'm not saying he's bad, but Pep should just know when and when not to use Walker. I feel Akanji, Diaz, John Stones, Diaz, and Neti Ake will be more consistent and very, very sustainable going as the season progress. Another reason I would like to talk about again is playing players out of position. Now, playing players out of position, there's nothing wrong with it because it's a very good thing. I believe managers should be able to experiment because it gives you that, it makes you not to be predictable. It's very good. But when you're experimenting and you see that this thing is not working, when you're experimenting and you see that this thing is not working, the John Stones rule, it was like an experiment, I will say. But as it went on, we saw, well, this thing is working. So you stuck to it. Yes, it's working. We can see this thing is actually working. But if it wasn't working, there's no need keeping it. I'm not talking about the John Stones rule. What I'm talking about is Alvarez playing in the midfield. I think this thing is like an experiment. And I don't know if Pep is trying to give Alvarez game time. I love Alvarez. Alvarez, excellent player. Alvarez will go into any team in the Premier League and be their starting striker. I'm saying it. Yes, Alvarez is that good. But Alvarez can't give us that full package in that midfield position. He can't give us a 10 over 10. In some games it will work. But again, I don't think playing Alvarez in that midfield role is sustainable. I don't really think it's sustainable. I'm very sorry if you're hearing the noise. There's a snowblower outside there. But I'm very, very sorry. Like I said, I'm very sure Alvarez won't be able to give us that full package in that midfield role. Alvarez is very good playing as a striker. That is where he gives his best. Playing as a striker. That is his strength. Now, Phil Foden should be the one playing there. Phil Foden should be the one playing there and Bernardo Silva playing on the right. What would I like to see? I would like to see Phil Foden and Kevin De Bruyne behind Haaland and John Stones and Rodri behind Phil Foden and Kevin De Bruyne. That's what I would like to see. I don't think Alvarez playing as that middle. I don't think Alvarez playing in that middle row. I don't think it's working out. I don't really think it's working out. We've seen this season so far, it hasn't really worked out. I think against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, it didn't work out. I will say again, I guess the game against, if I can recall, against Everton, until recently when we played Everton, until Pep made the change and we got back, because the game against Everton, the first half of the game, damn, we were not at it at all until Pep made changes. And when I think Foden came to the middle, I think he brought in Walker also. Like Foden moved to the middle and things were now different. But Alvarez playing in that middle, I don't think is sustainable. I don't think it's working out. Honestly, I really don't think is working out. I don't think is sustainable. Now, my other point I would like to talk about again is I would like to talk about Mahrez and Gundogan. And not because without this, like, I don't think I think without these guys we can still win the title. I honestly believe without them, because we're creating chances, I still believe without them we can still go on to win the title. But where I feel we're missing them basically is as when Bernardo Silva had a knock. It goes back to my second point I made. Bernardo Silva had a knock. If we had Mahrez, we all know Mahrez would have played there. We had Mahrez, but not having Mahrez had to force Pep to play Foden on the right, Alvarez in the middle. That is where I feel we miss them. If we had Mahrez, I feel Foden. If we had Mahrez, I just feel he would have played on the right hand side and maybe allowed Bernardo Silva rest. So I just think that is where we miss Mahrez. And also for Gundogan as well, this situation that is happening, Alvarez in the middle, it won't really happen. That's the truth. It won't really happen. If we had Gundogan, we'll go back to Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne in the behind Erling Haaland. So I just feel we miss them in that aspect. Not we're missing them because we can't win the title without them. I still very much believe we can go on to win the title without them. And my last reason I would just like to talk about is Doku and the Jack Grealish. Now, if Jack Grealish comes back, Doku, excellent. Doku, good at dribbling. Pace is his first season. I still believe he's very young. I still believe he needs time. I always like to give players time. I myself, I don't really look at goals, assists. I don't really look at those things. So far, your gameplay is contributing to the whole team. I'm very okay with it. Like Kai Havertz, for example. Arsenal fans don't really need much from him to score, give assist, but Kai Havertz's gameplay is contributing to the whole team for Arsenal, the way he plays. It's the same thing for Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva's whole gameplay is contributing to the Man City's team. You don't need much goals or assists from Bernardo Silva. It was the same thing for Gundogan. Now, for Doku, if Jack Grealish comes back, I feel Jack Grealish should be the one to start on that left-hand side. Jack Grealish gives more control. He hardly loses the ball, and he's more defensive. You hardly push Jack Grealish off the ground. He's very strong. Doku doesn't really have that strength. He doesn't really have that strength. But Doku, he still needs time. All I just need from Doku is whenever he's dribbling, your dribble should be you're dribbling to go. Like I said, Hazard, Mohamed Salah, or Mane, these guys, when they are dribbling to go. They are dribbling to go. We see the way Mahrez dribbles or Sané was dribbling. They are dribbling to go. They are taking on guys and they have space in front of them to either give an assist or take a shot. Doku, if he sees two guys are like on him, they are double marking him, or two guys are on him, just keep it simple. Just pass the ball and maybe try to see where you can run in behind to receive the ball. Just keep it simple. Don't always try to hold on. But then again, I still believe in Doku. I still believe he will come good. I still just believe he needs time. I honestly believe he needs time. But for now, if Jack Grealish comes back, I feel Jack Grealish should be the one starting on that left-hand side. And that's it for me, guys. Let me know what you think. We all know Pep. Pep is a very stubborn manager. One thing I know for sure is Pep won't change Doku. I'm just saying it because even when Jack Grealish that's how Jack Grealish was. Like, Pep kept playing Jack Grealish, he kept playing him until Jack Grealish got that confidence, until Jack Grealish knew what he wanted from him. I don't think Pep will change that. For that Doku situation, I don't think Pep will change it. Pep is a very, very stubborn manager. He believes in what he rather lose in his own belief. I hope he changes. Honestly, I really hope the Foden situation changes. If there's anything I really want to change, is the Foden situation and also the defense line. Those two things, if Pep can just change that, I feel we'll have a very, we can actually win this title. I feel we can actually win this title. If Pep, I'm not saying we're out. I still believe we're favorite, but when you look at Liverpool, when you look at Arsenal, honestly, because this season, winning the title will come down to fine margins. From the way the season is going, it could be goal difference, it could be by 1 point, to come down to fine margins, and you need to just take advantage. You need to just take advantage of everything you have. Playing players in the right position, getting your two center back you can actually trust. Just take advantage of everything. And that's it for me, guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you very much.